Welcome back.
I was very happy when they announced they were making a sequel and knowing that Emma was going to be back and Piper and Elizabeth and Matthew.
I cried, because they're like a second family to me. I have a special bond with them, and it's really fun when I get to come to set every day and see them.
The thing about making movies I don't think people really understand is that you're away from home. It's a little like summer camp.
Yeah, Glow.
Like you get to spend all day together, you hang out on the weekends. So it's been really great getting the whole crew back together.
Everyone's got a base of reference for what the world is and who the characters are and how we can keep pushing boundaries and expanding the story. Everyone's just coming to it with such a deeper sense of understanding and knowledge and investment. Yay! Scott Cawthon had created the franchise and had always envisioned movie 1 correlating with the first game, movie 2 correlating with the second game.
And he is so plugged into the fan community and really thinks about what is going to surprise and delight all of the fans.
We already had a blueprint, and then beyond that, it was figuring out the emotional arc of Mike and Abby and Vanessa.
So have you kissed her yet?
Abs, it's not like that. We're just friends.
To me, Mike is the heart and soul of this film. And I would also say that Josh Hutcherson, as a person, is like the heart and soul on set as well.
It is a little challenging to jump back into this role, primarily because there's been a time gap between not only when we shot the first film, but what has happened in Mike's world and his reality between where the first film ends and the second film starts. So my preparation was really focused around understanding what happened during that time. You know, Vanessa, I've been trying really hard to move forward.
I know.
No, listen. How can I move forward when it's one thing after another? Mike's a very interesting character to play. His kind of internal world is very consuming, and he lives a lot in his head. He daydreams and tries to use that to find answers for things. I think someone who's that kind of introspective and has a certain darkness about them, I find very attractive to play. And I think one of the challenging elements is that so much of it is happening inside of his head. It's kind of finding ways to communicate that to the audience when you don't always have the dialogue there.
There. What would you do without me?
I rewatched the first movie to remind myself of what Vanessa's been through, which was such an interesting way to come back to a character. I do think after playing a character for so long, a piece of it stays with you. And I think for me, that image has always been the colored drawing of the kids and the yellow rabbit. And then suddenly that backstory comes back to me.
I'm surprised you haven't tried to fix your friends yourself. I bet you could.
Abby Schmidt, she's had a lot of character development from the first to the second movie. She is kind of coming out of her shell because she was really shy, but now she's a lot more open, talking to kids on the school bus in some scenes and attending a science fair, which I don't think the first one would do because she'd be too shy.
You will always be mine. One of the most interesting things about playing William Afton is his transformation. In the game and in the movies, he is basically the center of evil for the entire universe. And when you think of evil, you think of Matthew Lillard.
I love working with Matthew because he gives 110% to whatever he's working on, and he's having to wear this large animatronic suit, which I think kind of immediately puts him into the headspace of this really dark, evil character. And Matthew's such a lovely, kind-hearted man. It's impressive to watch that switch. You can't keep me here.
Don't you know you're my favorite? Don't you know that I love you? Don't you know that I care about you? Playing the villain in any film or television project is always the most fun there is to be had on a set. Sure, it's great to be super handsome and the leading character that saves the day, but there's something really fantastic about throwing energy into somebody that has ill intent on everyone.
You
see what's behind him. First when it's ripped off, you look back and there's original Freddy, who you haven't seen since movie 1. I see. Prepping for the sequel of the film was a little different from the first film in the sense that we already had so many visual references from movie 1, and what was exciting to get to do is to really build off of that and expand and figure out how we were still going to kind of retain the essence and the feeling of movie 1 while still pushing new boundaries and making the world bigger and adding a bunch of new characters.
Where is this? What is this?
It's the river ride. That was one of Charlotte's favorites.
I've been to Freddy's. There's not a river ride.
There was only one at the first Freddy's. None of the later locations had one.
Joining the franchise is initially pretty daunting because of the amount of fandom behind it. And Henry Emily is a bit enigmatic in that he's not really seen in all of it, more so much as he's heard. There was a moment I'll never forget where I answered the door, and you know, this is a guy who's been inside for so long, and you know when you step out into sunlight, that sort of feeling.
Mike?
And so I did a very little subtle move like that, and we finished the take, and Josh was like, "All right, guy, I know what you're doing." And I mean, so it only speaks to his presence and his ability to be calm enough to be in the moment, and just gave me some confidence to continue down that line.
What's going on over here?
Mr. Berg, this is my new science fair project.
Mr. Berg, I've heard so much about you.
I know the whole crew had some of their most fun days watching Wayne.
Let's just find the perfect place to display it. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry, Abby. I got butterfingers.
One scene in particular that we shot over many days. It's with one of the animatronics. And every time we came back to this scene, everyone was just so excited that we weren't done shooting it because everyone loved watching him perform.
I look at these horrifying moments as real moments. You throw yourself into that real moment. What Emma does is get you comfortable and set you up to be in that place, and then you're there. Do you want test answers?
I'll give you answers to the next test.
Whenever you're dealing with a giant animatronic that's trying to kill you, just go, woo, that was fun.
What I want is to see what's going on inside of your head.
And action.
Knock, knock. Hi, sis.
Freddy Carter is hopefully everyone's new favorite bad guy.
I think the most interesting thing about playing Michael as an actor, especially, is that there's so much mystery around him in this film, and we're not sure about his motives, we're not sure really who he is for a lot of the film, and so playing with sort of how much you give away to the audience, that's been really interesting.
You can have a normal life. We can have a normal life.
Vanessa, is that what you thought? Working with Elizabeth has been really great. From the get-go, she wanted to dig into our character's backstory and really figure out how this traumatic, difficult childhood sort of manifests itself in both of them individually, and then also where the crossover lies.
This is the original. Nobody's been here for decades.
This location came before the other one.
I have been the biggest fan of Five Nights at Freddy's since I was a little girl. Oh, nobody gets it. Nobody understands how long I've been trying to become a part of this franchise. Like, I grew up writing all of the lore down in journals with my best friends and play all the games. So not only was it a dream job, but it was just such a dream to be on that set. I explored every inch of that set, all of the sets that I was probably also not supposed to be on as well. Whenever I knew I'd have time, I'd go and sneak over to the animatronic creature shop, and I'd go and look at all the animatronics. And they were always so fun and would let me look at all of them and try on all of the heads. Oh, I got to try on all of the heads. It was so cool.
I'm not supposed to be here. I'm here because of him. My little
Fine,
brother.
ask everyone, remember your places, but...
Faz Fest was one of our biggest moments in this entire film in Costume Land. So if any fan has ever made a cosplay costume and posted it on the internet, I've seen it. I searched high and low to find every single fan's interpretation of the characters, and all of the fans were my inspiration for these homemade costumes. And I wanted every person out there to feel like they see themselves in these fans. How you doing? You look great.
It's such an international franchise, you know, people all around the world know FNAF and play FNAF from Brazil to Montana and everywhere in between.
I'm Chica.
We were lucky enough to have a handful of FNAF YouTubers come on set. And seeing their reactions to the sets is like one of the most joyful experiences to witness.
As you go, you're talking about like, this is the coolest costume I've ever seen.
Thank you, Abby.
You can actually see them in a scene, which was really, really fun.
There's so many things to love about the first FNAF movie, but my favorite thing is probably the animatronics. Seeing them come from the game and just being flat images on your screen to then seeing them in full 3D life, now coming onto the set and seeing the FNAF 2 animatronics and seeing them in action, it brings a fanboy's face just a big old smile.
I'm on the front lines every day. And the thing you have to know is you're making movies that matter so much to millions of little kids. The result is like so palpable in this universe. So thank you for your work. Thank you for having me back. And I can't wait for the third one.
It's always nice when you do something and you put in the hard work and people show up to watch it. It's very cool to be a part of something that connects on such a big level.
This is the magic of where we are now in terms of horror. Blumhouse has done it better than anybody. And the idea is to create a warm and nostalgic environment and then use it for horror. Make people comfortable and then shake them up. It works miraculously well.